Wow.
And
shout out love of the game.
Yeah, Beth Borden. Shout out Beth Borden. Thank you for all your help.
Shout out Beth.
Girl. There are many lawyers that do things pro bono. And this is something that she does. But
are you involved in any actively right now?
Oh yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about any?
Like 3 or 4. I don't even remember some of them because they've been in litigation for so long. I mean, this stuff takes that's the downside. People think, oh, just take it to court, and that's really the only redress that you have. So I do it, but this is like takes like 4 or 5 years in many cases. Yeah.
Did you go through those docs?
Some of them, yes.
What'd you think?
There's historical significance to us. This is our story. This is American history. And to be denied stuff about this is just outrageous, completely aside from the JFK question. I mean, I was laughing at one of the parts of it where they were talking about, what was it? They said that there was suspicions on the part of France about the CIA's presence there when there was a coup attempt against de Gaulle in like the 60s. And they said that people could see when people were in the CIA because the lights would turn on in the building and you would see the lights. I was just laughing. It's like, these are the great geniuses at work that don't have some system in place to make it so lights don't go on at 2 a.m. Because apparently that caused this whole nationalist like panic because the lights go on at like 2 a.m. in the middle of the coup attempt or whatever. And so this was revealed in the document. And that's the thing. And all these things you can see, okay, was there a sources and methods reason, or were you just embarrassed by this and you don't want people to know about it? Because it sure looks like the latter to me.
But why? That's to your point, though. Why are you embarrassed about something that some guy did who's dead?
Well, that's the other thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Well, that's the other thing. Is like to the extent that embarrassment matters at all, it's like, yeah, everyone's dead that was involved in this. So it's like it shows you how much they get away with. Because they settle into this mood of like, well, they're going to let us do this so we can do this. And it's like, that's how you behave when you get everything you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, from what I saw, it didn't – I was glad we at least got something. Like, I'll give credit where it's due. We got some documents that we've never gotten before. All right, cool. But it doesn't, I think there was like 80,000 pages or something like that. It didn't seem to give like a smoking gun or – paint the exact picture of like, this is really who planned it and this is how it happened. So we have really good sourcing to be able to say reasonably these are probably the people in the United States government who wanted this guy dead. Maybe they used help from these guys in Cuba or these guys in the mob, whatever, but that's how it went down. But we don't have that like distinctive information. And unfortunately, the other side to that I do see that's beyond like sources and methods of like protecting some individuals is that if you admitted as the United States government that people in your government, which the average person is just going to define as the government, right? One thing, people in your government were complicit in the death of a sitting United States president, even if that's 60 years ago, it creates an existential crisis for them because people are going to be like, well, if these organizations did that, we should just get rid of them now. And it's like, I'll admit, that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, I wonder how much thought is even going into it because so much of the secrecy response is just reflexive at this point. I'll give you an example. I talked to somebody who used to work in the FOIA office of the records office of the FBI where they respond to people, requesting declassified records.
They're like, fucking Klippenstein's on the line again. Damn it.
No, I was on a list. They had a list called high volume team for people that file too many requests. And what I thought was funny about that was HVT is a term in the national security world that stands for high value target. Yeah. So I was freaked out to find out that I was on this list.
That's a catch-22 for you.
So anyways, I found out that they had written on the wall, I don't know if still, but at the time it said, when in doubt, black it out. The idea being just redact it. There's no downside to it.
Wait, they wrote that on the wall?
Literally, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
On a whiteboard?
That's how seriously they take it. No, it was just like a piece of paper on the wall, just like trying to inform people like, hey, if there's an edge case, just don't put it out there.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was reported.
Can we pull that up?
Yeah.
That's wild. Like, that's one of those things, like, you're the office manager, you walk in, you go, God damn it. Who the fuck put that on the wall? What's understood doesn't need to be explained.
But they get their way. I mean, the only oversight for FOIA, and I've done this, is if you take them to federal court And that's a long and protracted.
You've done a lot of
a lot of FOIA
litigation.
Stuff. Yep.
That's got to cost you a lot of money.
Fortunately, I have a wonderful public defender who does this just like for the love of the game.
Wow.
And
shout out love of the game.
Yeah, Beth Borden. Shout out Beth Borden. Thank you for all your help.
Shout out Beth.
There are many lawyers that do things pro bono. And this is something that she does. But
are you involved in any actively right now?
Oh yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about any?
Like 3 or 4. I don't even remember some of them because they've been in litigation for so long. I mean, this stuff takes that's a downside. People think, oh, just take it to court, and that's really the only redress that you have. So I do it, but this is takes like 4 or 5 years in many cases. Yeah.
Are you now how? So you're going straight. Obviously, this is in national courts. It's not in state courts.
Yeah.
But like, is this in D.C. every time, or
this is in Florida where my attorney is based?
Okay, so they do. So they do.
So it's like the Florida Circuit Court. Yep, exactly. Okay. And in many cases, the Justice Department people are like, "What is FOIA?" Like, I've never done a FOIA case before.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh my God, it's government wide? I didn't know that. I thought it was just FBI.
The phrase "when in doubt, black it out" is a colloquial expression often used in the context of government document redaction, suggesting that if there's any uncertainty about whether information should be released, it's safer to withhold it by blacking it out. The practice reflects a tendency towards overclassification and caution in government transparency efforts.
Look at that. The National Security Archive, that's with the George Washington University, if I remember right. They have documented cases where they adhere to this. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the process of litigation, you don't just say, okay, you're supposed to give me this record. Then they say, oh, do you want to have the next 9/11 on your hands? Like,
that's right.
So then you go back and forth and you fight with them. It's really like a street fight because you're like, that blacked out part, that doesn't need to be there. And then the judge goes, okay, does it need to be there? And then they go, well, here's why it needs to be there. And so you kind of negotiate to some mediated thing. Yeah, it's an endless process.
So, and it's 4 or 5 years for some of them sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It can be even longer.
Are you doing depositions on this all the time?
No, kind of fortunately, it's kind of like more of a custodial process. So it's less, I haven't had to do that. But yeah, and then you get rolling documents and they'll produce things. Maybe it'll be like 800 pages a month or something. That's kind of like that's a number that I've seen for several different requests. But yeah, it's like its own thing that you have to maintain and keep up with and check in on.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's also, do you think there's some sort of weird human, I don't know, draw towards wanting to know things other people don't, and that's part of why they protect it? It's like, nah, this is just for us.
That's my draw for doing national security. It's because I don't know if you picked it up, but I don't like elites very much. And what I see in national security is the most concentrated form of just that elite attitude of we get to know and you don't get to know. And so then I want to know.
Yeah. And then you see these guys, there's 2 turnstiles that happen when they walk out of these agencies and places, right? One turnstile takes them just to some private contracting company where they hand them a lanyard and they walk back in the same door the next day and they get a desk there. Very interesting. And now they just get paid fucking 40 times as much. And then the other turnstile sends them to insert news media outlet here where they can go in and say, no, you guys have this all wrong.
There was a news outlet, I want to say it was CNN, that actually had an NYPD office in CNN. I'm not making this up.
Come on.
Can you pull that up? This is an insane story.
They had an NYPD office in CNN.
I think so, yeah. And so to give you a sense of what did I call it before? Soft blackmail that exists? Yeah, like, because you want their stuff, and so you've got to write it a certain way.
CNN has a New York bureau where John J. Miller, the chief law enforcement intelligence analyst, is based. Miller previously... Well, that's not the... Can we let's just edit that to CNN and, oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I want to put. Fuck. So, all right.
And they've had reporters who themselves were like the senior communications director of CNN or of these agencies go and work. Literally.
The comms guy.
Yeah. My editor had worked at NBC with, I think, the person who's currently the CIA spokesperson. It's ridiculous. And it's so many different agencies that they have this.
It's just hard not to think it's like running cover. You know?
They don't even have to because they have all this stuff
That's
done
what I'm
informally,
saying.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah, they're right there. You know?
Well, not to mention they have I'll give you another example. The FBI has in its confidential human source program, they have different categories that they list. This is all in like public government records. And so they have a section for media sources. Why would you have a section for media sources? Well,
The go-tos.
Yeah. And I did a story a few weeks ago on some documented cases of reporters who served as confidential human sources to the FBI. It's really concerning because then it's like, well, are they protecting sources? Does the government know what these outlets? I mean, one of the documents I think described how the government knew a story was going to come out that hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
And so they were preparing their own comm strategy to be able to respond to it. And it's like, well, how the hell do they know that?
I think it would be so interesting to get you in here with a Fed. And not like John Kiriakou and someone who's like, you know,
No, I have
pulling everything
I
out.
have friends because there are people in government that are good and care about this stuff and also don't like it. That's
yes,
been the
but
biggest.
I want to get you in here with a guy who might defend it.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
Like
A debate.
one of those. Like get fucking Bustamante in here, just like gargle the government's balls or something with a can and see what happens. That'd be funny as shit. Cause like, but you know what? This is a good example because
Look at that, privileged or media source. Nobody talks about it.
what am I looking at?
That's a category for the confidential human sources.
Oh, this
that
is
means
the
that
actual document.
yeah, and this is from the Justice Department, right?
Yes.
So
The
no
AG
conspiracy theories.
guidelines.
It's right there. Yeah,
Justice.gov.
right.
Oh
and
my
I remember
God.
if I remember right, it also says lawyers. So people's lawyers could be informing on them to the government.
High level government or union source.
Yeah, doesn't it say attorney somewhere?
Can we do
I'm not
a
sure which
find
document.
next attorneys? Or?
Oh, that's gonna be too many
The
hits.
60.
Yeah.
All right.
I know they have clergy also. They have a section for clergy.
Come on.
Yeah. And I think
They're
they
like,
have
we
one.
found you with a little boy. Now give us the information.
It
We'll
might-
keep you out.
It might not be that document. There's different ones that itemize them. And they have one for physicians, doctors. And it's just like, shouldn't there be rules against this stuff?
Yeah.
Your lawyer is supposed to work for you. Like they can't be
That's
informing
right.
again,
and then
right? Like,
Physicians, it's HIPAA.
right. Or just like what?
It gets yeah.
Yeah,
This
there's-
is where
there's
this
different
is where,
CHS
like,
guidelines.
That, you ever see those? They're not Venn diagrams. The like circle charts where it has the arrow from one to another, and it goes like back in the full circle where it goes opposite, 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 opposite back to the beginning. It's like that's what this is with the Constitution. Like break everyone's constitutional rights, protect the Constitution, support the Constitution, and keep going.
My friend calls it the human centipede.
The human. Oh, I'm gonna use that. That's good. That's so good. Human Centipede was ahead of its time. That movie.
I never saw it actually. I just saw the memes.
You know, I don't want to say I'd recommend it.
It seems like one of those. It's kind of like Idiocracy kind of thing where it's like a little too real.
It's like Snakes on a Plane that just went a little bit insane. You know?
Look how redacted this one is.
What are we looking at, Joe, here?
The CHS guidelines, but I'm just laughing at how redacted it is.
Yep.
Wait,
Like-
the CHS guidelines?
Yeah. So this was
Yeah.
under FOIA. There should be a leaked.
Oh, confidential human
There
source.
should. I think there's a.
It's just.
Oh, they whited this one out, so you can't say they
all
blacked it
whited
out. This is a Matt Cox special, white out.
That's what they do. I think it looks less sinister if it's like whited. You know.
Look at that. It's
Yeah.
a nice look. Steve Jobs would approve. It's a simple, open, white space page. Look at that.
Yeah,
the whole page is whited
whole
out.
Well, this is my life.
Oh my God. Do you ever, like, you obviously got to have a real love of the game to go through minutia. Because that's what you're doing.
it's
You're
more-
going through minutia.
It's more contempt and like really hating the guy responsible for that and being like, I'm not gonna let this fucker get away with this.
Good
you
for
know.
you. I mean, someone's got to do it.
That's a lot of the motive.
But like these are This is not like reading a nice novel or nice journalism. These are fucking
Well-
Linda at accounting wrote this out.
My editor likes to say, going up against national security state, it's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It can rip you asunder, but it's got a brain the size of a pea. So in this case with these, there will be court litigation. Maybe they forget to redact something in that. There will be another document referencing that one that maybe has a reference to it. It's really hard, and they're fairly incompetent at preventing it from tumbling out into the digital ether. Digital exhaust is so omnipresent now that for them to catch every reference in every document and not screw up, it's almost like law enforcement says. They have to keep, they only have to screw up once, right? And that's how this stuff is. And now everything is online, so you can find stuff instantaneously. And so I'm always just hunting for that. What is that one thing they forgot to remove? Because they have to communicate with other local law enforcement. They have to convey things to them. One game I like to play is ask for the same type of record, but ask for the federal record that was provided to a state and local law enforcement agency, because they're going to have a less sophisticated FOIA system.
Find the holes in the ship.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.